Hello, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Please ensure to like, share, and subscribe. And also click the bell notification in the top right-hand corner to be made aware anytime I upload tutorials or videos to YouTube. All right, let's craft together. Hey guys, so I got this question from one of my Facebook group members asking me how did I create my logo on my Etsy shop. So I wanted to show you guys, and it's kind of the concept of if you saw the tutorial that I did on Positive Vibes Only, it's kind of the same concept. So I'm going to show you. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to bring in a picture, and I'm just going to use this picture that I just downloaded. And I actually subscribe to PicMonkey, P-I-C, Monkey, and I use PicMonkey now to upscale my images. I also have Photoshop, but PicMonkey is so much easier to me, and it's a lot less clicks. So that's what I went with. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to change this into an oval shape. I highly recommend if you're going to do this, get an image that has a little bit of overlap so that when you change this into an oval shape, it's not cutting into the actual person if there's a person on your image, okay? So we're going to go with the image selected. We're going to select crop, and we're going to crop to shape. And you can crop to any of these shapes, guys. If I wanted to do that, I could crop to that shape, which I don't, but you can crop to any shape that you see here, okay? And then if you crop it to a shape that you don't like, always remember you have your undo feature right here on the top left side. So we're going to undo that. But I did like that shape. I might use that shape later for something because that was kind of cute. That was kind of fly. All right, but we're going to go with this oval shape. And you see how it left her image intact. So if I would have had the image only without a lot of excess around her, it would have kind of cut into that, and I don't want that. And then when you resize, you always want to resize from the sides. You never want to use that middle on the top or bottom. You always want to use the sides. So any of the left or the right side, any of those, that will keep your image proportion to height. Okay, so now we have our shape. Then we're going to take and we're going to bring in, or we have our image, we're going to bring in a shape. So we're going to go to our menu and select Insert Shapes, and we're going to go with the same concept of oval. And then you're just going to click and drag to get the oval shape. And we're going to stick that right behind our image. So I'm going to right click here and say Send to Back. And that's kind of what we're going for. And I'm going to kind of bring this in just a tad bit because I want it more oval than that. All right, so I'm going to highlight both of them. And then I am going to arrange, and we want to align it, and we just want to center. Okay, so we want to make sure it's centered. Now that we have that centered, we're going to add some text. And I'm just going to put any text. It's not going to be anything, great, but I'll use the same text that I normally use, which is my each one reach one so that each one can teach one. So we'll do that. So we're just going to click on text box and we're going to say each one reach one so that each one can teach one. And we're going to leave it like that. All right. And I'm just going to drag that out. And then what you want to do, guys, is you can change the text on this to whatever you want. Right up under transitions from your menu, you have your fonts. So you can choose whatever font you so like. I always try to tell people to choose a font that is that is legible or can be read easily. You don't want to choose a font where it's hard for people to understand what you're saying, especially if you're trying to put this on or use it, like on your Etsy page or something like that where everybody's going to see it. Um, and I'm just going to change the color here to white instead of black. And I may even change it from white. But once you get your text in there, and I'm just going to change the color of my background so that you guys can see easier. There we go. So we have our each one reach one so that each one can teach one. And so what you want to do now is you want to get this text curved. And to do that, we're going to click on Shape Effect and we're going to come down to Text Effects and we're going to transform. And you're going to use, you can go with warped. Um, you can also go with this circle here. And all you're going to do, guys, is just click on one of the edges and you're going to continue to drag it down. And you see how it's starting to curve? That's kind of sort of the concept of what you want to do. All right. So we have that each one reach one so that each one can teach one. Now, what I would like to say is because if you continue to drag this out, it's going to open back up, right? And we don't want it to open back up. So once you get it to where you need it, I'm going to turn this around a little bit. And I'm going to play with it a little bit more. Let's see. Oops, went too far. I'm just trying to get it where the each one reach one is kind of so more so towards the top. So you see that? So once you get it up there, guys, you're going to take and you're going to right click after you want to make sure you've done everything you need to your, you got to learn how to spell, y'all. I just realized that I don't have a C in there. I won't be teaching nothing but teaching myself how to spell. Each one reach one so that each one can teach one. I think I got it. Okay, so now that we have that, and let's say we don't want to change anything else. Let me take one look here, and I might want to change the color of this text. I think that's pretty. That color is pretty, and I'm going to bold it out. All right, so once you get your text just like you want it, you're going to go ahead and right click on it, and you're going to save it as a picture. So I'm just going to put it on my desktop here, and I'm just going to say 1, 2, 3, make it something easy for me to get to. And then I'm going to insert that picture. So now that I have it in a picture, when I open it up, I don't have to worry about the circle changing on me. Okay. So I can make this now as large or small, kind of maneuver it however I so choose. But like I said, you want to make sure that you do all the changing on the text before you save it as a picture. Now, mine isn't going to be perfect here, but I'm going to show you what you can do. If the text seems to be a little bit larger than what you would like, we're going to move the picture down a little bit. And we're going to bring this in. And up, down. Now, the good thing about using the warp, I'm going to show you guys, versus the, excuse me. And let me align this again. Okay. A little bit better. And I could have even made my image just a little bit That's pretty good. I can still shift my image down just a little bit. But I'm just doing a real dirty of this, guys. You guys do better than me, okay? And then once you get it like you want it, then you're going to highlight everything. As you can see here, I've highlighted everything on my screen, and then you're going to group that so that it's now one cohesive image. Okay, so again, it's kind of like the good vibes only. The only difference, guys, is that when you're using the warped, I'm going to show you the warped versus the circle. So I'm going to insert text here again. Give me one moment. Oh God, I can't spell this morning. Okay. So each one reach one, so that each one can teach one. All right. So once you get that and you go to shape format and select your text effects transform, one of the reasons that I kind of like the warped is that it's already in a circle. All right. It already puts it in a circle so that when I move it around like this, then I don't have to worry about the circle actually closing on me. And I'm going to play around with it. You can play around with it until you get it exactly in the circle that you want. And then you have this little yellow dot that you can use to make the words smaller. So that's normally why I tend to go with the warped versus the I'm going to duplicate this slide so I can show you guys here. That's one of the reasons that I tend to go with the warped instead of the circle. But I know some people, will say, well, why don't you use the circle versus the warp? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight this, click on picture format. No, I'm going to highlight that and go to the home. I'm going to see if this format painter, for some reason, my format painter hasn't been doing what I needed to do lately. Let's see if we can get it to work this time. Oops. Come now. Yeah, it's not working like it used to. But what Format Painter would do is you could click on, something that you like on the screen, then click on a Format Painter and then apply it to the other text or image, and then it would pick up those same settings that you had for the previous text. But for some reason, mine has been acting wonky lately. So what I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to delete this one. And this one, I don't have to change to save as a picture. All right. I can do everything I need to with the warped look. All right. So now we have the each one reach one. I can go up here and change the coloring and bold it. And then I can play around with it directly on my image so that I can get it exactly like I need it. So this one would be just a matter of playing around with it in Microsoft PowerPoint and and in the warped form only. So let's see, each one reach one so that each one can teach one. All right. And you can come up. Let's see. I got it there. And then again, you can use that yellow dot to make your text, oops, not that much smaller, but to kind of go in and make your text a little bit thinner. Sometimes I go too far because it doesn't take much. All right, but you guys get the concept. Bring it over here. So even though these letters look warped, you can kind of play with this better. But just depending on what you're going for. Do you want the letters a little bit more like in the circular? If so, then use the circle format. I would highly recommend, like here, I probably would have went in there and clicked and put a space so that that wasn't so close. But yeah, that's how you actually get your circle text. on your screen and put it around your image. And again, always choose an image that you have a little excess overlap of space so that you're not cropping into your actual image. But once you get, excuse me, guys, once you get this like you want it, guys, then you just take it and you just click and say save as picture. And you save it as what you want, whatever you want to. I'm not going to keep this. This was just to show you guys, to give you an idea. Now, in Cricut Design Space, you can kind of sort of do the same thing. I might have closed my Cricut. Let's see. I think I did. And Cricut Design Space is going to be more of utilizing the slice functionality and all that good stuff. So you can do it depending on what your preference is. I can bring that same image into Cricut Design Space. And once I get it into Cricut Design Space, I'm going to go ahead and add that to the canvas. Oh, she's so pretty. So pretty. Now I'm going to make this smaller so you guys can see it better here. All right, so in Cricut Design Space, you're going to insert a shape. Better to go with that oval as well. And you're just going to bring that shape up like that. Now, of course, Cricut is going to cut off some of her body down there, but you notice we didn't get that when we were using Microsoft PowerPoint. So you get it to about where you want it. And remember, you can only do 2 layers of slicing at a time. So if you're trying to slice and you have 3 lines here and you're trying to slice all 3, slice is not going to be an option. Okay. Watch when I highlight both of my images. You see how slice is now available to use, okay? Whereas if I were to, let's just duplicate this circle, and now I have 2 circles and my image. If I highlight them all, slice doesn't work, and that's because you can only slice 2 things at a time. So I'm going to delete that circle, going to highlight this again, and then I'm going to slice. And now we have our circle, okay? And you can take this and, you can make it whatever color you want to. We're going to bring her to the front here. And again, drag from the sides, not from the middle. Okay. And we're going to go here to arrange, actually align, and we're going to center vertically. Looks good. And then you insert your text. So the same thing, each one, reach. Oops. I don't know what I typed. I really don't. Stay there. I told you. Oh, shoot my loo. All right, there we go. Another downsize here so I can see what is going on. Okay. All right, and then you're going to use the curved, guys, and you can make your text whatever color you want it to be, whatever, oops, whatever font you want it to be. I'm just going to select anything here because, again, this is just showing you not something that I'm going to keep. But you're going to select curved, and then you're going to curve it around just like that until you get it just like you want it. I will tell you that whatever you want to do to this text, you want to make sure, oops, you want to make sure you do it to the text before you curve it, because once you curve it, it's a done deal. Okay, you can't go in and change the font and all that good stuff. So, um, you want to keep that in mind. Oopsie whoopsie. All right, so each one, oh, we got our reach one all the way up at the top. All right, so here I would go into the text and where I have this, I will put a space, and that way it will take that, put a space in there so you can still read it. Each one, reach one, so that each one can teach one. And everything is spaced really nicely. So let's put that inside there. And then we're going to come here. We'll shift that down. Come in a little bit more. All right. So that's kind of how you would do it in Cricut Design Space, and then you would highlight everything, make sure everything is selected, and then you're going to right click and or you can go here and just group it. All right. And once you group it, then if you want this to be a print and cut, guys, because right now it's a cut, so that means Cricut's going to cut out these letters and everything, and you don't want that. You're going to click on attach. Nope. Sorry, it's flattened. This is what I get when I don't use Cricut a lot. Guys, you're going to flatten it, all right? And then it's going to be a print then cut. And that means that you would send this to your printer and print it out, and then Cricut would just cut around the circle and not inside, okay? So that's how you can do this, guys. I wanted to make it really, really quickly. You can even put a border around your picture, like, so you can separate that. But it's so much you can do with it, guys. And like I said, you can do it in PowerPoint, you could do it in whatever software you have. Once you start using these different programs, guys, they all kind of work the same. Okay. All right, guys, that is my story on sticking to it. If you're currently following me via Facebook, I want to thank you guys so much for that. If you would like to join my Facebook group, Ken Doris's Cricut and Creative Crafters, it will be linked in the description of this video tutorial. All you have to do is click on that link and agree to the Facebook group rules. Guys, if you don't agree to the Facebook group rules, then I don't accept you into the group. So you do have to agree to the Facebook group rules. Also, if you're currently subscribed to my YouTube channel, I am on my way to 14,000 subscribers. Help me get there, guys. You could do it. If you like my method of teaching, you're seeing me for the first time, then please like, share, and subscribe. And to those that are already subscribed to my YouTube channel, thank you guys so much for the support. And hey, if you learned anything in this video tutorial, please like and comment. That is the way that we get monetized on TikTok, guys, is by you showing your love like we show our love by creating these tutorials for you. All right. All right, guys, that's it. That's my story. I want to thank you guys so much. And again, each one reach one so that each one can teach one. And you guys have an amazing day. Bye.